Hey, we're the Masters of Boarddom, where nothing is off the table. And it's time to review Lords of Waterdeep. I gotta say, I was pretty skeptical about this game, and that has to do with its theme. Generally speaking, I am not a Dungeons & Dragons fan. There's something about needing an advanced degree in hypothetical physics to figure out if you hit something that has always turned me off.
Did you hit the dragon?
No. I gently caressed him. In his nethers. I don't want to play anymore. I'm exaggerating, of course, but you get my point. It was enormously irritating to attempt a feat, no matter how small, and then do math only to find out that you failed, usually in some humiliating fashion, like going to hit something with your sword and accidentally throwing said sword out a window. Makes for a good story, sure, but not necessarily a fun game.
On the other hand, I love it because it is a D&D game. Even though I also hate math.
I guess I'm saying I'd be fine with D&D if it had a little less D and a little more D.
Oh, I love the D. Dungeons. Regardless of how you feel about the theme, it has more to do with the look and feel and a lot less to do with the actual mechanics of the game. You're a Lord of Waterdeep. You're not going around swinging swords. You have people to do that for you. You're a quest-giving NPC. You don't need to go to the Field of Triumph. There's greased up naked people there wrestling. Send one of your agents.
Ooh, sorry. I already sent my agent to the Field of Triumph, and he eats other agents for breakfast. He's got a very strange diet. So now you've got a choice. Do you take your second choice, the Grinning Lion, and get 2 black cubes instead? Or do you go to Castle Waterdeep and grab that first player marker, guarantee that you can snag the Field of Triumph on your next round? Or do you go to Waterdeep Harbor and play a card, knowing that that agent is only going to have what's left after all the other agents have gone? You almost always have choices. It's not always obvious what the right choice is.
You gotta decide whether you're gonna work hard on your own quests or ruin someone else's day. And if you're lucky, you can do both. But beware, your friends might not take it so well.
I'm turning in this quest. It says I get the lieutenant.
What does he look like?
What?
What does he look like?
What?
Does he look like a meeple?
What?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you. You know what they call victory points in France?
No.
Les victory points.
Surprisingly, this game works pretty well even with 5 players, though it did start to get a little cramped. And you'll want to buy some buildings just to make sure you have some elbow room.
And I didn't think we'd be fighting over resources with just 2 players, but we still got in each other's way. Admittedly, there wasn't as much pushing and shoving as having 5 players, but it was a very different game. For instance, we didn't buy as many buildings. In fact, I didn't buy any buildings, and I didn't use any of Aaron's because I didn't want to help him out.
You're all heart. And you did win that game, so maybe you were right. In any event, the choices were very often tricky. At one point, I had to choose between a low-scoring arcane quest that would have been very easy to beat and would have gotten me bonus points, and a very high-scoring skullduggery quest that would have been very difficult to beat but would have gotten you some bonus points. Now, it's not always hard to choose, but these puzzles occur with some regularity when I play Lords of Waterdeep. Which, now that I think about it, Waterdeep is kind of a dumb name for a town. Are the neighboring cities called Sun Hot and Earth Dirty?
And the quality of materials you get with the game are very high. All the cards and the box, even the cardboard cutouts, all have a linen-y texture that give the game a high-class feel. But damn, the buildings are hard to shuffle. Maybe they could have included a bag of holding. And the gold isn't even real gold, it's just cardboard.
Well, the game's $50 at retail instead of $6,000. And there's an expansion too, that we have, and haven't played, and thus can't review yet. But I can show it to you. See? Shiny.
So bottom line, what's the word?
What else? The word is intriguing.
Oh, I see what you did there.
It's enjoyable to try and figure out this endlessly shifting puzzle of power grabs, great mid-game leaps in score, only to be taken down at the end of the game by the bonuses at the end of game scoring. The same strategy will not always work. You have to react and adapt to the board, you have to react and adapt to your friends. But while the actions you take might irritate, at the end of the game we've never been able to say that we didn't have fun. And that's why this game has made multiple trips to our table. But still, I have to say that it doesn't get me quite as excited as other worker placement games.
And the replayability is exceptional. There are buildings in Lords we have yet to even play with. It's always challenging, and that's because the game has excellent balance. Even if you get locked out of a building you really wanted, there's always alternatives. And if that doesn't work, you can always ruin someone's plans. Games have been won with last-minute mandatory quests, or by making sure your opponent doesn't get the last resources they need to complete that 25-point quest.
And that's the game! So for Masters of Boarddom, I'm Aaron.
And I'm CJ. Please like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
Hey there everybody, how about you like and subscribe? We'd appreciate that. And while you're at it, there's this stuff, which we also did, and we're mighty proud of. So we're showing it off in video form. There's this one, and there's that one.